I was asked in the Ask Me Anything thread a while ago how you make the perfect martini. You know how grandparents or moms who are really good cooks, have you ever had something you're like, oh my gosh, like my Aunt Connie, for example, makes this bomb-ass mac salad? And I asked her for the recipe and she's like, I don't know, I just make it. I'm like, how do you not know? She's like, I just make it, like I just know. It's kind of how martinis are for me. Take that however you take it. I've made them a time or two. I can tell you that vodka matters and you have to have blue cheese stuffed olives. Now, I prefer mine on the rocks because A, I am accident prone and nobody should ever trust me with stemware. And B, I like the ice to melt and like water it down a little bit. Yeah. And it's just vodka. Oh, I brought it in to show you guys. You get yourself a handle of Tito's, and they call this a handle because, well,
it's got a handle.
And the reason that I brought this in is because if you watch my girls at Cocktail Hour at the Coop, they had one of these on their last episode. I was like, oh, we drink the same vodka. I also do Goose. Like if I order a martini at a restaurant, I usually get Grey Goose. Those are my pro tips. Oh, and always extra olives. Always extra olives. So, as you can see, get yourself a drink. We about to get started. Hey guys, Chevy Rell here. I have to start out with I know that I don't match, but I don't care because it is cold AF here in Indiana. I think it was like 12 degrees today with a -2 wind chill. I'm frozen. I know that it has been a very long time since I've recorded. Well, not very long. I mean, there's plenty of people who go way longer than I did, but I typically record every couple of weeks. As of late, I have been having personal issues, which is why I wasn't recording. There's just been some shit going on that I won't get into because this is about fiber and it is fun here. And then on top of that, I had major editing issues, and I was feeling very defeated. There were many days and nights that I did not pick up my phone. I did not pick up my knitting. And while I was like crying on the couch, I just stared off into oblivion with something random and completely bizarre playing on Netflix, which, let me just give you a recommendation if you're ever feeling that way, like you need to go to another world. Catwalk on Netflix is a pretty good one. It's a documentary about cat shows. It hit the spot quite nicely. And then I moved on to Ted Bundy's Confession Tapes or something like that, whatever that 4-part series is on Netflix. Anyway, I'm rambling. I am back. I am excited to be here. We have shit to talk about. I am actually going to put somewhere in here a timestamp if you want to fast forward to the fiber content. I am going to, for those of you who care, whine a little bit about the editing issues that I had. As you can see, the tarot video took forever. It is up. Thank you so much for all the wonderful feedback I've received from that. The issue that I had with editing is I recorded that tarot video. It was such a mess that I couldn't even edit it. I did not have good notes to start with. I just needed to scrap it and start over. So I re-recorded. I do all of my edits in iMovie, or at least I have for the past year of recording. And I edited the whole thing, which was a long video. It barfed. iMovie just puked on me. So I had to start over completely from scratch. Another like 2 days of editing, it barfed on me again. So iMovie can basically die by choking on something hard and sandpapery. That's how I feel right now. Sorry, not sorry. So then I was on the hunt for new editing software. I purchased new editing software. Then I had to learn new editing software. I re-edited the tarot video, and because I'm so hard on myself, I wanted to get it out for you guys. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. and worked on it way longer than I should have worked on it. and wasn't thinking I needed to make room on my phone. I took the raw data off of my phone, and when I did that, LumaFusion, which is the new software I'm using for editing, couldn't see the movie, and I wanted to basically crawl in a hole and cry. So then I needed a break. So slowly but surely, I've been working my way back to being human, and I thank you very much for your patience. It means a whole lot to me. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to me bellyache and complain. Sometimes you just need that. Let's get on to the knitting. This is where I'll timestamp it. Okay, what I'm wearing. Same hat that I was wearing in my tarot video. This is the Hearth and Stone by Maria from Ninja Chickens. She rocks. She basically lives in a fairy tale world that I wish I lived in. Fairy tale meaning like her house is up in like the gorgeous hills near Asheville, North Carolina, which is on my bucket list of places that I want to visit. And she has like this house that the roof grows plants. It's like sedum and succulents and stuff. And it just like, it's a happy place on earth. If any of you are earthy and herby and like that sort of thing, and you don't watch Ninja Chickens podcast, you need to go watch that. I'll link it because she's amazing. Anyway, this is, it's like a, I don't even know what you call it. It's by Emily Estrada. She does the Fibertown podcast. For those of you who've never seen that, go check her out. She sews a lot. She has a little Boston Terrier named Alice who's adorable, and this is her pattern. She calls it the MPG, multi-purpose garment. And let me just show you. Let me take it off for you. So the reason that it's cool, I don't know if you can tell, there's some increases here. So it's not just, first off, I did not gauge swatch this. I made it a very long time ago, and I do sort of wish that I would have made it a little bigger, but it's made so that you can, you know, pull it up when you're out, and then you can put it down around your shoulders. This is actually, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, some deep, deep stash yarn spun. I've actually had this for many, many years. We lived in our old house when I knit this. And like I said, I totally don't match, but I was so cold today. So let's get on to the knitting. I'm gonna try to go fast though. You know me and my famous last words, especially when martinis are involved. Hold on. My first FO is my Midwinter Moon Shawl, which was a mystery knit along by Larissa Brown. I love it. You may have seen it blocking on Instagram. La la la. So, I mean, is that not awesome or what? You guys should check the hashtag out so that you can see all the different colors. The purple with the pink specks is V Yarns in the gem colorway. Then this, actually we'll do this. This purple right here is Squirrel Pie Productions, and that's in the Vocorder colorway. And then this stripy goodness right here is Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Metamorphosis colorway. I apologize, I don't know if those colorways are still available, but all of the yarn was scrumptious. It's worked out awesome. I've worn it a ton. I did make a modification. It was a mystery knit along, but on the last clue, because I had so much yarn left over and I like a bigger shawl.
I like big shawls and I cannot lie.
I believe that this right here was supposed to stop like up here. So I added, I don't even know. I'm gonna say 2.5 inches. For all you new viewers, that is the most useful tattoo ever. I think 2.5 inches-ish to it. Super fun knit. I loved it. I would do one of her mysteries again for sure. Plus, if you guys don't follow her, Larissa Brown, She is awesome. She has super cool tattoos, and I kind of think I want to be friends with her. IRL. How sad was that? I'm an old lady talking in text abbreviations. IRL means in real life. For all of those
of you, why the hell do I say that?
For those of you who don't know what IRL stands for. Okay, another FO. You've never seen this, and it's an FO. Isn't it cute? It's the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. And this is for Cole, my nephew, who will be arriving in April. I use scraps. I have no idea what this is. I'm pretty damn sure that it is Mineville Wool Project. I know for sure this is Mineville Wool Project. I'm almost positive this is, but it was just scraps. And I have maybe a yard of this left. I mean, it was like I got done, because you'll see I did something else with it. I was thinking, I know that there's this garter stitch like chunk here, but I was thinking back here, or maybe actually like right here beside it. We know that his name's going to be Cole, Kole. I thought about duplicate stitching a little K right there, yet to be determined. Then my other FO, you guys, I mean the fucking cuteness. Look how freaking cute that is. It's so cute. It's so fluffy I could die. It is so cute. This is and these are both free patterns, both of these guys. I have them on yarn cakes because they're just way cuter when it looks like there's a baby head in there, right? Hey, I have yarn babies. This is the Sea Monkey hat by Kelly McClure, and it's very easy. It's basically a pussy hat. You wrap the little sea monkey ears. Easy peasy, man. She gives you 3 different brims that you can do. I did a rolled brim just because I felt like it would be easier to get on a baby head, which I have no effing idea. Is a rolled brim easier to get on a baby's head? I feel like maybe it would be. I don't know. That's why I picked the rolled brim. When baby Cole graces us with his presence, there will totally be pictures of him wearing these hats. Of another FO. What? My Airlies socks. That's right. This is the Airlies pattern. This is a paid for pattern. See that awesome stitch right here? It's only on the front. You could do it on the leg if you preferred. I did follow the instructions of her pattern. The yarn is Malabrigo sock in the Turner colorway. I cannot wait to wear these. They are so soft. These were knit top down, and my little martini glass. You guys, what? Let's see if I can get those olives in there. Right? I need Botox. Right here. This thing. Like, I see other ladies with that. I feel like a bulldog. Actually, I will tell you, now that I'm pointing out my flaws to you, I know you're not supposed to do that. But I wanted you to know, when I do this, I mean, this is like a normal thing that women get, but this line right here, the Martini tangent, that's what we're going to call it when Chevis does this. Many years ago, just this line, just this line right here. Many years ago, I got a new pair of glasses, and my prescription changed, and I left work to go have lunch, and I shit you not, I drove a Jeep Liberty and opened the door into my face. If America's Funniest Video, somebody was taping me, they would have sent it in. I seriously opened the door and biffed myself in the face so hard with my brand new glasses, mind you, and this goes to show, I have since had surgery because in the zombie apocalypse, I was petrified. Honest, the entire reason I had eye surgery is because when the zombie apocalypse happens, I don't want to be like that chick in Goonies that loses her glasses and is blind for the whole movie. Like, I was so scared of that. I mean, I will be one of the first ones to die anyway. Dan can only keep me alive for so long. But the whole reason that I had eye surgery is because I was petrified of not being able to see when the zombies come. The reason that I have this scar from busting myself in the face with my door is because my prescription, I can't believe I'm admitting this to the entire interwebs. My prescription is so bad that my lens, like, you know what I mean? Any of y'all who wear glass, well, like Coke bottle lenses, right? That the lens cut me. Hashtag true story. Anyway, how in the hell did I even get it on that? How did I get there? Martini, that's how. Okay. The last time you saw these, I was here. They were top down. I knit my socks 2 at a time for you new viewers, so I finished both to the toe. Then my last FO, let me address the notes just to make sure. Yes, my last FO. Mom, if you are watching this, because she does watch, and it is before your birthday and you want to be surprised, like fast forward and don't look or watch it later. My Brainless socks, I finished them. These were a toe up free pattern by Yarnissma. And for those who have been watching for a while, I can't remember the yarn. It's like Cervinia. I got it on sale. Some of you may even recognize it. I was here. I knit them 2 at a time and they were toe up. So I've finished this much since the last time you've seen them. I'm giving them to my mom for her birthday. These have been on the needles for over a year. Scott and John, the guys over at Sweet Tea No Shade, their podcast, you should watch them. I'll link it because they are hilarious. They were doing a stash down. So it was hashtag Sweet Tea No Shade, STNS. I'll put it on the screen. It was Sweet Tea No Shade, STNS, Finish It, Cal. And that was, you had until the end of January to finish something that had been languishing on the needles for a while. And y'all know, like, I mean, I think these were on the needles on my very first episode a year ago. I did make it. I didn't enter anything, but I did make the deadline. That's right. You can't really see it, but this pattern, you guys, there was a reason that these were on the needles forever. It's not that the pattern was bad, but for me, I just wasn't into it. This cable, I had to pay attention too much. And then the cable runs up the leg, and if you see, I stopped it right there. It was actually, I did the cable as far as I was supposed to go, but I think I was supposed to stop the cuff like right there, but I like longer cuffs, so I'm just assuming that my mom loves anything I give her. And I like longer cuffs, so I knit her longer cuffs. And I just kept going. I didn't care about that cable. It does get lost. I thought it was just a striped yarn. I didn't know there were these like funky, whatever that is. Is there a word for that? If there is, I don't know what it is. These marled sections instead of stripes, but whatever. I'm so glad that they are off the needles. That's all I can say. That's it for my FOs. How was that for a parade? It was an FO parade, yo. Whips. My first whip is in a new to me bag. I'm going to warn you now. You might want to pause and get a pen or get your phone or something, because I have a lot of enabling and I'm typically not a fiber piggery person, but I do have some in this episode, and it's because I had a lot of Christmas presents come in. It just is what it is. And you guys might want to check out the shops. I don't know. I got a new bag, and you never know what you're going to get. This is the Zodiac bag. It was a pre-order by NSP Designs. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like there's a glare there. It'll be linked. Y'all know I'm pretty good at linking stuff. I mean, I screw a whole bunch of shit up, but I'm good at linking. It was a pre-order Zodiac bag. Y'all know I love Zodiac. And I'm a Pisces, and the fish are front and center. And then Dan is an Aries, and the ram horn's right there. I mean, look. How fitting is that? Very well made bag. The inside is just like a buttery sort of batik-y. I don't know if that's batik. I think it's batik. It looks batik. I don't know. It looks batik to me. What's in this bag is a pair of socks for Dan, because I know y'all look out for Dan. And I said before that as soon as I got those socks off the needles, that I would put a pair of socks on the needles for Dan. He's so worried about his socks. I got him. I'm doing the Vanilla is the New Black. This is a paid for pattern. I can't remember how much it was, but I do know that she has the pattern for both. And this is by Ann Fletcher. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Ann Fletcher, and she spells her name super cool. You can either buy one pattern for like so much money or two patterns for like $1 more. So I bought both of them. One is fingering, it's the same pattern. It has this super cool heel. One pattern is written for finger weight and one pattern is written for sport weight. Dan said he didn't care. I showed him. He did pick his yarn. You may have seen it. I have this in a homemade yarn sock. I actually made this myself out of a misfit that I only had one left of. Y'all know I love my ball sacks. That was for you, Leslie. The ball sack, like the size of this bag, I felt like Michelle from Naughty Knitwits calls these yarn condoms. I don't know if someone else calls them yarn condoms or if she made that up herself, but either way, you know. I thought that this bag, it was more fitting for it to be in a yarn condom. You might not remember this yarn, but it was a purchase that I made up at Allegan at the Michigan Fiber Festival. And it is a Whimsical Wood yarn company. This is their Pixie Toes sock. 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. Of course, she will be linked. It says a Whimsical Wood yarn company because life's too short to knit with shitty yarn. And this colorway name is called Creepy Ass. I mean, come on now. You know I love anything with swear words in it. Plus her colorways are awesome. The swear words just made it even awesomer. I am knitting these one at a time because if you look at the heel pattern, I normally knit my socks two at a time. But if you look at the heel pattern, I am fine knitting them one at a time. I just wanted to, I thought it would be a good pattern to knit one at a time. I am super intrigued by the way they're knitting up. I thought it was going to pool. It is not, look at that. Is it burning your eyeballs? Because it's almost, Dan likes neon green, which that's more like highlighter yellow, but Dan is a fan of green and black, as some of you know. He picked this yarn. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little, yeah, I think you can. Here's like a hunter green. Creepy ass. That just dawned on me. Do you guys know Minecraft? Is this a creeper? Is this creeper colorways? Maybe that would make total sense. I don't know if that's what it is, but that would make sense. So there's a hunter green and a black, and then there's this like highlighter yellow, and these little flecks of red. I thought that it would pool, and I love or flash. I love yarns that do that. I know a lot of people will purposely rip out their socks or garment or whatever if it's pooling. I love it. I think it's cool. So I thought it was going to do that, but no, not at all. We'll see what it does after I do the heel. The foot might be completely different, but we'll see. My next whip is also a new cast on, and it is in, I think this is bird leg. Let me look. Sure is, Bird Legs Designs. Isn't that cool? This was also a Simply Socks Yarn Company purchase. You have not seen this yet. I am knitting for baby Cole because, you guys, I'm behind. The baby shower is the first weekend in March. I don't got a lot of time. I best get to knitting. I am knitting the corner to corner blanket. This is by Shea Leonard. It's a free pattern, which is why I'm not hiding anything. It is so simple and so awesome. It's just like it says, corner to corner. There's some yarn overs and a whole bunch of knitting, and you just go to town. It's a bulky weight blanket, which I'm a fan of. I you know, they're fast. And I have this much so far. This yarn, I just stash dove. I have no idea what this white stuff is. Allow me to pick it out. Why is that, whoops, why is that white shit in this yarn? I think this is a Lion's brand. This is my next color. And this is Cozy Wool by Loops and Threads. Because, you know, babies, they like shit, piss, and puke, right? So you want to be able to wash it. I'm just trying to make it easy for the moms and the dads. I can't wait till my brother gets that first, like, shitty diaper where the baby, like, shits all the way up its back to its neck. That's what I'm waiting for. Because my brother doesn't do poop. I feel like I'm evil. But I told Logan, his girlfriend, I'm like, you have to, as soon as that happens, you have to send me a video. I want to see the look on my brother's face. Oh, this is super bulky, not just bulky. This is super bulky. Which, is that what it called for? Which the pattern calls for bulky. And I'm doing super bulky. Whatever. It's still, the gauge is still fine. It's acrylic, washable. There is this color I have. It's basically scraps that I had from other projects that I gave to, you know, muggles. Like cowls and hats and stuff. Babies, you want it to be washable. There's some black, there's a lighter gray. I am going to do it in block color. Y'all will see it again, I'm sure. Because I like block color more than I do stripes. It's just my thing. My next FO is in another bird leg bags. You know me and my mushrooms. I think this is a new cast on as well. I went to a not great place for a minute, but I'm back.
From outer space.
Not quite, but close enough maybe. This is the Ives pattern by one Mr. Jared Flood. You may remember this yarn from when I went down to Indianapolis. Sorry, Olive was in here. Dan came in from lifting. It's Olive's dinner time, so he took her out. For those of you who don't know who Olive is, she is our three-legged pug who is blind, diabetic, has to eat at a certain time, get her insulin, and she also has dry eye. Miss Olive will be 11 on February 13th. She was 2 hours away from being a Valentine's baby. Back to the knitting. The Ives sweater. Y'all might remember when I got this yarn from Broad Ripple Knits down in Indianapolis when I went down there for the button show with my friends Diana and Jody. I purchased it solely for this pattern. You can't tell from this picture, but this pattern is knit sideways. There's a high-low and there's ribbed sleeves that go kind of way up. I already have an outfit picked out for this sweater. I'm very excited. I apologize, Olive's barking because she's senior citizen and maybe a little senile. I already have an outfit picked out for this sweater. I am very, very excited about it. This is my first Jared Flood pattern. This is not a beginner pattern. This is a lot of start doing this thing on this side, and then when it's to this point, you got to do this on this side for so many rows, but then this side's going to end before that, and you're still going to keep on doing this, but then you're going to go back to that. It's a lot of that. If y'all like this pattern, just know that you have to know what you're doing. I actually copied and pasted and put the right and left stuff like line by line. When I knit patterns like these are the designers that I'm like, how does your brain work? How did you come up with this? Because I could not do it. Now, that being said, as cool as this sweater is, there is a little continuity issue with the pattern for me. I'm just being honest. You know, I tell it like it is. Sometimes it's right and left, and sometimes it's shoulder and hem. I'm a continuity freak, so like if you're doing it one way, like I want it done that way the whole time. There's another portion of it that says knit until you have so many inches, and then the mirrored version is like do it for 6 rows and then start doing the decreases, Well, when I did it for 15 inches, I only did it for 4 rows, not 6. So luckily, which I never do because y'all know I'm a hot mess, I have no idea why I wrote that down. But I did 4 rows and I'm like, I don't ever remember doing 6 rows of anything. And I went back and it's like, oh, because I did 4 and it was in inches. That probably sounded like a foreign language to a lot of you. It makes way more sense if you're knitting the pattern. All of that to say, if you like this sweater, which it's amazing. I tried on a shop sample down at Broad Ripple Knits. It's amazing. There's a reason that I bought this yarn for this sweater. I just want you to know before you purchase it that it's involved and you have to pay attention a little bit. Now, this is also my first time knitting with Brooklyn Tweed. This is Brooklyn Tweed Loft in the Soot colorway, and I am beyond impressed. It's like light as a feather. I have this much done. There's a lot going on in here that you can't tell. You'll see it once I knit it. I've gotten quite a bit done. Like I said, I don't think that you guys haven't seen it yet at all. This is the back, and I am just over halfway, I think. It's all I wanted to knit on. It's fingering weight yarn. It looks like this. For those of you who have not knit with Brooklyn Tweed Loft, it is airy as all get out. The other thing that's super cool about this is it's 100% wool. Spit slice that bitch. Yeah, spit on my sweater, so what? I know you do. I know you've spit on your sweaters. I know you have. Okay, maybe I'm the only one, but whatever. I would rather spit on my sweaters than sew in ends. Just saying. So I basically was working on that nonstop. I kind of had a wide awakening as far as how behind I was on the baby knits thing. So that might not change a whole lot the next time you see it. I'm so glad that I have notes because if I didn't have notes, I would forget so much stuff. I am entering my Ives sweater in Barbara and Leslie's Craft From Your Stash Knit Along, Make Along. Cal Make Along. For those of you who don't know, Barbara is from Flame and Fiber and Leslie is from Not Quite Enough Yarn. The hashtag is StashCal 2019, but it's really a make along. It's not just knit. It's any project. It's a year-long make along. The rules are you have to be using something that was in your stash in 2018. You had to start it after the first of the year, so 2019, because we're crafting from our stash, remember. You have to be a member of their group. You can double, triple, quadruple, however per knit skewiss you want to be, or per make skewiss. You can enter in all the things. You can do all the dippings in this. It's year long, and they will be doing prizes. This is exactly for that, which is I had it in my stash in 2018. I started it in 2019. So I will be hashtagging it StashCal 2019. And I'll link all this stuff so that you can go and be members of their groups, check out their podcasts. These are awesome ladies that I want to be friends with in real life. I feel like I am friends with them in real life, just, miles separate us. I mean, if they lived next door, they would totally come over for tea all the time. I'm just saying. Or maybe a beer. They are also drawing out of their chatter threads, so it's not just finished objects. They'll be periodically, I don't know if both of them are, I think they're maybe just Barbara's, I don't know. Go chatter, do your FOs, do the thing, do all the dips. Basically, if you had yarn in 2018 and you're just casting on with it in 2019, you can go enter their giveaway and maybe win some prizes and support some awesome people who I have grown to love very much because I feel like we're friends. Speaking of make-alongs, the new to you make-along! You guys are killing it with this new to you make-along. Tons of you already know our girls, Liz and Leanne, over at Cocktail Hour at the Coop, which I watched their last episode and I was laughing in the first 30 seconds. I wish these ladies lived closer to me. However, we may get in trouble. But But they invited me as one of the 14 other podcasters / makers to be involved in the New to You make along. I'll put the hashtag down here and the picture maybe right here. Like, if you're on Instagram, you've seen it. For those of you who have posted your things on my thread, I will be giving those to Leanne. How it's going to work is all of these podcasters / makers are going to be sending one prize to Liz or Leanne. Liz, and she is going to be drawing one grand prize winner. So that means that the grand prize winner is going to get a prize from all 14 podcasters / makers. It's going to be huge. It is going to be absolutely huge. Then every single podcaster / maker is going to be drawing their own prize. Mostly, I think most of them are doing it from the hashtags. There is, if you're not on Instagram, a thread on the Arrow Acres group page. I think it's Arrow Acres or Cocktail Hour at the Coop. I think it's Arrow Acres. Everything will be linked down below. Check it out. It's on Ravelry. You'll see. There'll be a thread. I am actually sending out my prize for the grand prize winner on Monday. I'm a little late. This is over on February 14th. I hope to get this up before then. You do not have to finish. So even if I don't get this up until Wednesday the 13th, is Wednesday the 13th? Yeah, until Wednesday the 13th, you can still hashtag new to you and be in on the drawing. What new to you means, new to you make along, any technique, any craft, anything that you have never tried before that you try is included as an entry. So whether you've never knit, you've never crocheted, you've never stained glassed, you've never potted, you have never
potteried?
Through clay, you've never through clay. Maybe you have never done Latvian braid, brioche. Oh my gosh, there is so many of you who are doing brioche for the first time. It is awesome. I love it. So many of you. Okay, so hashtag. I've shown you this before. Oh, I'm throwing things. I've shown you this before. This was donated to our podcast. This is, and I kept it in the plastic, a project bag that was donated from the south of home. Go check her out. I will link her below. She was generous enough to donate this bag to the podcast. And then Vernie and Birdie. What a cute name is that? Let me show you her card. She is on Instagram. Her name's Angie. Oh, my martini may have been sitting on it and it might be wet now. Vernie and Birdie. She is on Instagram, Angie. The cool thing about this yarn, much like Mad Fuzzy being all sourced in Maine, this is all sourced in Canada. This is milled, spun, dyed, all in Canada. It is a single, but she said that it's a workhorse yarn that will work for socks and everything. This is 80% wool, 20% nylon, 430 yards. The color is pumpkin flowers, and the base is her woolly toes base. I thought it went pretty good with the bag. So I'm going to be sending this to Liz, and that's going to go into the grand prize for the New to You make along. Then Verna and Birdie also sent this lovely skein, which reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream, except there's no yellow in Neapolitan ice cream. I'm losing my light. Sorry, folks. Imagine that. I talked longer than I thought I was gonna. I don't know if that's any different, but I set some lights up and it always amazes me when I don't break something. Nothing fell over. It's a good day. Back to this giveaway yarn, which you might be able to see better now. This is 100% wool, 240 yards. With this, I'm going to send one of the Chevirel Stuff needle gauges, and it has a Kitchener stitch on here. There is also, you can use this for a bobbin, so there's slits here and wraps per inch in case you don't have a finger tattoo, like I'm guessing no one else has, because I'm a weirdo. Then I am also going to include this little ditty, which I also have one of that I will show you in enabling. But I don't want to open this one. Oh, hey, there's that fluff I picked off my blanket earlier. I don't want to open this one because I want you guys to get it. So I want you guys to have the pleasure of opening it. So that will be the prize that I send out. And I still haven't decided how I'm going to draw that, because you guys know that I love to draw old school style, but there are so many entries that I might have to come up with another clever way of drawing for that, because I don't know. I got to think on it. Okay, I know that some people do not like wool piggery. See, this is what this does. I wish that I would have, I wore this all day today, and this is what I did. Now, I will tell you, every time you pull it down over your back, it's like somebody's hugging you with a warm hug. So that's kind of nice. I know that not everybody loves wool piggery and enabling. I get it. You're welcome to take off. Thank you so much for stopping by. But this is why I said maybe you want a paper and a pen so that you can write. Well, I've said other stuff too. Anyway, I'm going to show you some stuff. Some of these things are Christmas presents that I have bought for myself with Christmas money. So like my parents just give us money. And then I grew up in a household that my parents are very adamant that they want me to get something that I truly enjoy, and they know that they don't know anything about the fiber world or tarot or anything that I like that. So they just give me money, but they want me to buy something that I wouldn't normally buy. So I'm not supposed to like put it towards bills or savings or anything like that. So I've grown up that way, and that's what I do. I'm going to start out with the gifts that were gifted to me. Some of these are friends I know in real life, and some of these are friends that I only know by way of the World Wide Web. I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to get into it, but I've really been struggling lately, and I want these people to know that it's people like you that restore my faith in humanity when I'm feeling like humanity just sucks. So thank you very much, and I'm just going to show you. A viewer named Annette from California sent me a letter, snail mail letter, that was absolutely awesome, typed out, told me about her fur babies, and said that she had this and just thought of me. How cool is that? She just sent it to me because she thought I'd like it. I mean, of course, beer and knitting, because I'm the crazy lady that knits at the bar, because I don't give a shit if somebody thinks I'm weird that I'm knitting and drinking beer. I've seen this book before, but I've never had a chance to look at it. So I'm reading it. This is such a small world, you guys. Such a small world. Libby and Carita are the authors, okay? And this is them. And look, this is so like Lady and the Tramp style knitting. They're like knitting on the same thing. I love it. Libby is in Columbus, Ohio. That's like 3 hours from here or something. And then Carita is, I hope I'm saying that right, Carita. She owns Neighborhood Fiber Company in Washington, D.C. There are things in here that I want to knit. And I have these little tabs I was gonna put on here. You know how that goes. I wanna show you some of the things that I wanna make. First off, why have I never thought about making a felted koozie? Why has that never crossed my mind? Does anyone else think that looks like Paris Hilton? This sweater, it's called the Drunken Sweater. Isn't that cool? I love that neckline. There's another picture of it. Now, I don't know if it would look good on my body type or not, but I love this sweater. Look at that neckline. Here again, I don't know if that would look right on my shape or not, but I love the neck of that. It's called the Absinthe Sweater. Which, have y'all ever had absinthe? Beer sweaters. Is it just me, or does this chick look like she's going to be getting into some trouble tonight? Oh, here's a bigger picture of the authors. I mean, look at this. I want to be with these ladies. Look at this. Beer and yarn. Hello. These are my people. I can just tell. So, Annette, thank you. Thank you so much. I will definitely be knitting something out of these someday. I mean, those koozies. How did I not ever think of felted koozies? How did I not think of that? You guys, I almost forgot to show you my new to me thing. It's laying over here. I am doing a weaving for the new to you make along. Look at this. Okay, so I started with that, right? This is hand spun that was terrible. It was like piano wire. This hand spun is luscious. So I'm going to not do that anymore. And it's going to be hidden anyway. I'm going to like cut this somehow. And then I have this pink. I don't know what that is. I'm just going to be, we'll see. I've never woven, but right? Pop out loom, cool, huh? I almost forgot to show you that. My next gift is a pin from my friend Diana. And this is Spin Cycle Yarns. Again, it will be posted. And you know, rated R. Or is this PG-13? I don't even know anymore. How me is that? Right there. Moths and cuss words. That's right. I love it. It makes me so happy. Thank you, Diana. I love it. I gave a pattern away on my last episode that was so very generously donated by a viewer named Sandy. She's amazing. Brian won it. He had the Bumble Room. And his girl Elizabeth is also, Elizabeth knits and crochets. Brian crochets. They are in the Pennsylvania area. Sweet, sweet people said that they wanted to send something as a thank you for winning the giveaway. And I said I really didn't feel comfortable accepting that because Sandy is the one that was so awesome and donated it. So what they did is Brian sent me something and Elizabeth sent Sandy something. Elizabeth made some stitch markers. So Sandy, I've already been in contact with Sandy and she knows that she's going to be getting something, but she's not going to know what it is. Elizabeth made these stitch markers for you, so I will be mailing these to you. This little heart guy right here says, made with love. So there's some awesome stitch markers. You could be expecting those in the mail. I'm going to the post office next week. I have to. Then Brian, he owns a diner in Pennsylvania and he does a little woodworking on the side. You can find him at Welch's Country Woodworking on Facebook and I will post the link, of course, in the show notes. You guys, he made me a sign. People are amazing. He also makes stitch blockers and other custom stuff. He has a bunch of pictures on his Facebook page. So if you're interested, go check him out there. This is what he made me. Are you kidding me with this? Olive and ditto paws. Grab your drink. A martini. It says the Chevy Roll Stuff podcast. And look at the back. Skulls, you know, skulls. And my wings. I have wings. It says to Chevis with Crafter Love from Brian and Elizabeth. How awesome is that? And this hangs on my wall right here under my sock blocker that my friend Carrie made me, which you'll see in a minute because I'm going to show off some bling that I added to it. But thank you so much, Brian and Elizabeth. Be sure to go check out his Facebook and look at some of his other cool stuff that he's made. He does lots of stuff. So thank you so much. I feel so blessed, you guys. I can't even. Gigi made it. Everyone knows Gigi, right? She's basically amazing. And she posted a yarn haul. I don't know if somebody sent it to her or if she ordered it or what. But I fell in love with this skein and kind of gushed about it. And she was like, what's your address? I'm sending it to you. Like, are you serious? Like, can you be a cooler human? This is Black Elephant, which I have been drooling over their colorways, her colorways, his color. I don't know who it is. I just follow Black Elephant on Instagram and they're over in the UK. And of course their label is adorable and all their colorways are awesome. And she sent it to me. This is a single. It is the colorway Asymmetry, and it's 100% superwash merino fingering weight single. I'm in love. And she also sent me an enamel pin. It's an ice cream cone, and it matches perfect. Oh, thank you so, so much. I cannot wait for the day that I meet Gigi in real life because I know I'm going to get a hell of a hug. Hella hugs. This is my last gift. And this is another amazing human that walks the planet amongst us. I'm just telling you. A lot of you may already know her. Her name is Z. She goes by Z. She goes by Zelda, which is her name. I call her Z just because she seems like a Z to me. Like, I feel like I know her as Z. She is on YouTube. She is Zelda NRJ3. She crochets. She works at the post office out in LA. She's a mail carrier. My mom retired from the post office, so I immediately... Ditto's in here causing trouble. My mom retired from the post office, so I felt like I had an immediate connection there. And for those of you who watch her, you saw that she's having some like skin splitting issue, like her fingertips. When you work with mail, when you work with paper all day, it sucks the moisture out of your hands. Like the entire time I was growing up, my mom's skin, like she would like her knuckles would split and her fingertips and her cuticles in the winter because the paper sucks all the moisture out of your hands. And poor Zelda was dealing with that as well. Anyway, she is an amazing, amazing human. And she sent me this awesome postcard. You guys need to go check her out. Her motto is yarn is life. That is her saying. That is what she says all the time. The size of this woman's heart. I mean, her smile makes you smile. Her happiness makes you happy. You can just tell that she is a legitimate, genuine, awesome person. And it's people like her who restore my faith in humanity. Now, my friend Carrie, for all of you who've been watching for a while, I almost said for all of those of you. I did. I almost said it. Carrie made me, this is an antique sock blocker, and she crocheted around it, and this is a progress keeper. And then I put all of my pins on it, right? So Z sent me this one. 1-800-Z touched me. Someday I hope I can get a real Z hug because I know it would be amazing. And then this one, Yarn is Life. She loves sugar skulls. And then, of course, y'all recognize, hey, you're interrupting the podcast, Ditto. You're interrupting. That is not polite. And this hangs right above where Brian's sign now hangs. It's hung there for a long time. Brian's sign is the new addition, but they're together. I have no more ice left. This is a long episode, and I knew it would be because I haven't recorded in forever. These next things are things that I purchased myself with Christmas money. The Miller Girls, I bought their yarn up at the Michigan Fiber Festival, and I used it for my like hodgepodge socks. They had a little private sale, and I snagged a couple skeins. Look at that. Now, they don't have colorway names. This is a DK weight. I'm so sorry, Ditto's crying in the background. I kind of want to choke him right now, which is probably a good indication as to why I should not ever spawn offspring. This is so squishy, I can't even begin to tell you. I believe it's DK weight. The Miller Girls, they are on Facebook. Of course, they'll be linked. I saw this as a brioche something or another. So that's what this is going to be. This was sort of a big splurge. I bought myself some Hiya interchangeables. These are Hiya Sharps. I'm not totally in love with the thing that they come in. What is it? I want to say package. Case. There's like this little Velcro flap. Now I will say the tips, of course, are Sharps and they're amazing. I don't know if you can tell. No, you can't, but they are marked clearly. This goes from a US 2 to a US 8. It comes with cords. I don't know what cords it comes with. But the cool thing about these that I didn't know is they're that swivel. Can you see right here? So your cord doesn't get all like kinked up. I have not regretted that purchase for a single second. Creating with Sticks. Have y'all heard of her on Etsy? She'll be linked. She makes the kitty stitch markers. I picked this tin. They come in a little tin. Do you guys remember this lip gloss from the 80s? Look how cute these are. They're kitties. I can't remember how many comes in them, but quite a bit. And from earlier, one of y'all are going to get these as a prize. that's what's in here. Then the last thing that I bought, and I have wanted this for a very long time, and I just happened to, it was like the right place, the right time sort of thing, because anytime that I've wanted it, they've never been in stock. I scored a yarn bowl from Home Row Fiber Company. This is what the front of the card looks like. You may have already seen the project bag. I'm just saying. I'm so excited that I got this. Okay, so this is her yarn bowl. So you can see it sits very well. She has bags as well, but this is her yarn bowl. And then you can, if you want, of course, fold it over for more of a bowl type thing. Now I'm going to transfer one of my projects into it because I'm so excited to use it. That is the end of the enabling as far as fibery stuff goes. I do have to show you one non-fibery thing just because they're awesome. These are gauges. Actually, let me put them in my ears so you can see them. It doesn't do it justice really unless you can see them in your ears. How can you see them? The artist calls these helix. She makes them out of polymer clay. I have ordered from her for years. This is actually my third pair of helix, and it's because Ditto has eaten my first two. I'm not even kidding. When he was a puppy. I might choke him if he eats these. Then I also got these. I mean, are you kidding me with these? I am so flippin' excited. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I mean, they're so me. I love them. I absolutely love them. This is from the Creator's Creations, and she does custom orders by size. I can't remember what she goes up to though. I want to say 3/4 of an inch, and I can't remember how low she goes. I'm a 00 if any of you have gauges. So if you like that sort of thing, which of course I do, they make me happy. So that was my non-fibery Christmas splurge I had to show you. Last but not least, I want to talk about a couple podcasters that are new-ish and new to me. The first one that is new to me, and it makes me feel like I've been living under a rock, is Traelise, which is Lise, and she is from Greece. I mean, okay, so I found her completely on accident. It was one of those like, hey, if you like these people, you might like these people sort of deal. And I clicked on it, and here she is over in Greece. She is cute as a button. And not only is she cute as a button, but the shit she knits is amazing. And like earlier when I was talking about I wanted those socks to like pool and flash, she did this sweater that like pooled really cool. Her colors are awesome. Then come to find out, she's like pretty well known. I can't remember how many followers she has, but she was at VKL. She's a yarn dyer. I'll link her website. She dyes her like bright, awesome, wonderful colors. She was just interviewed by Christy Glass. I found her like right before all of that. So when I saw her all over Vogue Knitting Live and then Christy Glass interviewed her, I'm like, okay, I obviously live under a rock because I already had in my notes that I was going to talk to you guys about her, and I had no idea that she was like way cool. And yeah, so go check her out. I love the stuff she knits, and I love her colors, and she's cute as a button. And yes, you need to go check her out. Then one of my favorite podcasts, and this was a complete accident. I feel like I've been watching them for a while. I wanted to tell you guys about them. It's Fiber Hustle, Aaron and Chip. They live out in Washington. Aaron is a knitter and Chip is a quilter, which I'm going to pass their episodes on to Mama Jean because I think that Mama Jean will love to hear about Chip's quilting. He he quilts like huge ginormous quilts, and he has a long arm and an embroidery thingy and Like, he's a legit quilter. And then Aaron knits. Well, Aaron has a beard like Dan. Aaron and Dan's beard games are awesome. I'm just going to show you a picture because I think that we need to be besties, and it just sucks that they live all the way over on the Pacific coast. They're like on the other side of the continent from us. One day we will meet IRL. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about them, and I went to see how many episodes they have. They've only had 4 episodes. I feel like I've known them forever. Like, I must have started watching them from the beginning. I thought I watched way more than 4 episodes, but apparently not, because they've only had 4 episodes. Y'all need to go check them out. And then Bittersweet Betty, she actually contacted me asking about some like editing things before she started. And then she started a podcast and I got all excited. I think she's on the 3rd episode. I've only seen the first 2 because you guys know that I have to watch my queue in order. It's like this OCD thing with me. So number 3 is in my queue, but you guys should go check her out. She is a new podcast, and she is in North Carolina, but from the Michigan area. And she had me when she was like, you know, Michigan. And I'm like, yes, the mitten. For any of you who actually, wait a minute. It's this, right? Well, I don't know how you guys see. I think it's this, right? The mitten. Somebody tell me. Why am I backwards now? No, it's like this, I think. Like Lansing, Grand Rapids, like Muskegon, the UP's up here somewhere. As soon as she did that, I was like, yep, she's a Michigan girl. So go check her out. That is all I have for you guys. I am going to go heat up some pizza, finish my martini, find out what my man is doing. It is Friday night, which means knitting on the couch in my PJs watching a movie. I'm so glad that I got this second wind and that I could come back and share with you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed all the shenanigans. I know that martini episodes tend to be a little, well, I don't know what they tend to be. Sometimes they're a hot mess. I don't ever really know until I edit them the next day. That being said, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And until next time, cheers.